but it's somebody that he knew, and I always feel that his eyes seem to follow you. And when I was sitting in West Park Museum, I felt like he had a presence. So I really like that painting. Hello, welcome to MHA Digital Communities. My name is Ruth. I've worked at Macclesfield Museums for about 14 years and have had a great interest in Charles Tunnicliffe from being in my early 20s when I studied at Macclesfield College, as was the art school then, and I was in this very building learning to draw myself and was told I had to choose an artist to study, and Charles Tunnicliffe was my choice, and I'm really glad that I did, because it started a quest of learning more about this wonderful artist who was born in the village where I actually live, and I'm still in awe of all the work that he's done throughout his life, and I just feel we're very lucky to have just a small selection here in Macclesfield, and I think we should be really proud of what a great artist he is. Part of my career has been working in the West Park Museum, where a lot of these paintings that you see behind me were situated on the walls of the museum. So I had a long time to look at these paintings and get to know them. And I'd just like to tell you a little bit about some of these paintings, if that's all right. We've got the hare here. He's painted on linen with oil paint, and this hare was one of Charles and Winifred's favourite. It used to hang in the sitting room at their house on Nicholson Avenue, which is in Macclesfield, and he's used a different technique here using printing, which is something that he didn't do very much. It was a new style for him, and he didn't do very many, but he wished he had actually. But that was a favourite, and I think this is a particularly special one because it was one that he would never sell. So I'm really proud of having that one in our museum. This was one of his earlier works when he was at the Macclesfield College of Art, studying nudes. He did all the groundwork for all these different methods. He did the painting, he did etching, engraving, woodblock, so many different things, but the groundwork of his artistic talent was certainly taking place at this college. He then went on to London Academy, where he got a scholarship to go there, and obviously learnt a lot more techniques when it comes to engraving and woodblock and that kind of thing. But here at Macclesfield College, he was concentrating probably on the more traditional methods, such as the painting and the oil painting, sketching. This policeman was somebody he actually did know. He was called Bobby Williams. He was the local policeman, and in West Park Museum, where some of his paintings were actually housed, I think he used to be sometimes on duty at that museum, so that's quite a nice little circle. But it's somebody that he knew, and I always feel that his eyes seem to follow you. And when I was sitting in West Park Museum, I felt like he had a presence. So I really like that painting and the life that he brought to it. So it's very different, as you can see from this style. It's much more realistic. And we've got the squirrels here, which is also oil painting. This was done for the Boots company, as was then. He did a lot of advertising, commercial work. It's absolutely incredible the amount of work that he did for advertising, just so prolific as an artist, as well as all his own compositions, and so it's quite an impressive lot of work that he's left behind, and we only have a very tiny drop in the ocean to show you here, but he's done over 80 books illustrated. He's also produced 6 books of his own, and he's produced a huge amount of volume of work in terms of things for the RSPB, and he even received a gold medal for his work for the RSPB, which we had here in this museum, as well as an OBE, which he received for just the amount of work that he produced. He was an incredibly hard worker, as Julie was saying, and you know, it's someone to be admired. Certainly someone who's inspired me. And as I say, I went to the Macclesfield School of Art and am now a freelance artist myself. And I think certainly his style of being very meticulous has rubbed off on me a little bit. But I don't think I'm as hardworking as he was. He was incredibly prolific.